Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. I'm JP, and I'm joined this evening with my two good men, Mr. Ryan Clifford and Mr. Alan Stirling. Well, lads, it's been an absolute whirlwind weekend. Celtic back to winning ways. Progress in the Scottish Cup. Looks as if it's going to be a massive week for the Hoops, to be fair. And then, obviously, JP participates in trying to move furniture for his moving his gaff, and I've done my back, boys, so this is why I'm sitting here as if I'm in a Royal or something like that, sitting up in my bed. But hope you're well. I'll start with yourself, Ryan. It's good to see you again, mate, and I hope you had a nice weekend.
It's always good. Good to put a wee spin on your bad circumstances, mate. It's good to have a laugh, but I know it's not funny. I know you've got a sore back, mate. So, but I think people know we try and make every light as we can in every situation. But I mate, good performance-ish at the weekend. The most important thing is getting through. It's just the most important thing is cup football's all about winning games, and I know we'll talk about things about the game, chances missed, etc. But listen, it's about performing and getting the victory, and that's the most important thing. So, apart from that, all right weekend, obviously on a day job, bits and bobs as well. But it's getting a wee bit warmer outside. It's not too cold, so hopefully that's lighter nights coming now, and we can all start getting a bit more positive. But overall, mate, positive with Celtic. Big week ahead now. Could be a bit of, don't want to call it season defining, but it could be a wee bit of a happier positive note of the season. It could be a bit of a negative. So we'll see how it goes, mate. But all in all, I'm good, mate. Hope you're well as well, and Big Alan as well. Nobody tuning in is good as well.
Aye, cheers, mate. It's good to see you, mate.
Oh, you
hope you're well.
Aye, no, very well. A lot better than I was last week, anyway. So that flu has been and gone. So hopefully that'll be the end date for this winter, at least, anyway. So. Aye, quiet weekend. Obviously, the most important thing was qualifying for the next round of the cup. As we spoke about on Friday, it was maybe the easiest draw we could have got, but we still managed to come through. Some good parts of the game. Some parts very wasteful. We're still looking for that kind of complete performance, I say. We've maybe been treated too well at the start of the season with some of the performances, but at the end of the day, it's cup competitions through to the next round, and ticking a box, and just got a massive game now Wednesday night. I would say maybe no season, maybe season defining as well, because we've put ourselves in an absolutely fantastic position to qualify for a tournament that we haven't qualified for a number of years, decades, shall we say. So looking forward and confident for Wednesday. Huge game, and I'm sure we'll dig into that and dig into the game at the weekend anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure we will as we go, lads. Couple of messages in for the commenters already. Plunge, good evening, boys. Hail, and Jem. Evening, JP, Ryan, Allen in chat, and Lindsay. Of course, don't miss out your favourite. If the three of you are on here tonight, who's representing on East End Community Radio? Peter Brady. I don't know. I've not got a clue.
It's not us anyway.
if Toby's watching us, no,
I'm very good at it.
So Big Jan's took the place of the podcast tonight. Try to get Lee Naylor, but he wasn't in, so I had to get a hold of Big Jan for that.
Bernaby was booked in for it, but he's very able.
He jumped on a plane, wee man, didn't he, and disappeared. So, Mark McDonald, Hill, host and chats. Lindsay Greenwood joining us in as well. Good evening, boys, and the chat. Hill. Good evening, Ange. Hope you're well. There we go. I'm going to get that music going in here, man, for that Love Boat for later. Honestly, it's becoming a bit of a cause for concern. Big Rab, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Chris Murray also joining us. G-Doc. Have you all had a good weekend? That's a big question. Have you all enjoyed yourselves? Scott Melville.
Lindsay and Ange were Naila Fernandos.
Paddy McGuinness, Puller cases and everything, by the way. Hope you're well, mate. Barry boy, wow, not seen you for a while.
How you doing,
He's probably been two-timing us on another podcast, no doubt. The Kaiser's in as well. Hail legends. Good evening, Kaiser. Hope you're well, mate. And that's it for now. I think everybody's come in and said hello. For those of you that are just joining us, good evening. I hope everybody's had a lovely weekend. Johnny boy, Johnny's gutted. You ain't going to get any game time on Saturday. It could be a big talking point tonight, by the way. Yeah, 100%. It's interesting. He was on the bench and obviously never get used. So, as the heading says about Kasper seeing red, I want to start with that, lads, because I've never seen him do this before. I've never seen that side of Kasper. And see, right at the end of the game, I don't know if any of you's noticed it, and anybody even that's watching has noticed, he went right for Nick Walsh. And he was going mental. And I mean mental. And I think it's got something to do with the goal that was given for KILMANOCK. I think he was wanting the handball, and the way he went about it, man, I'm surprised he never seen a card at all. I'm surprised he wasn't booked, but I seen Brendan get over, and then Brendan kind of put his arm out like that and ushered him away. Alan, did you see that event taking place, mate?
Aye, I get obviously the heat of emotion. The players have got to see that and think that's definitely a kind of a handball, and the goal should have been given. For me, I just think the handball rule is just getting a bit silly. Back in the day, if that's a handball, you'd be giving somebody a wee slap and saying shut up, wouldn't you? So I know it's by the rules, etc. But I like to see a part of that. I think he maybe should have kind of calmed down slightly, but you still like to see that passion and that kind of hunger within the players as well, that they care that much, that they're kind of showing that emotion. So it's just one of these things that obviously he's not taking well to whatever it's been. And he's showing that kind of emotion that we've not seen before. Hopefully he doesn't make too much a habit, because I think if he'd done something like that in a European game, you would have been seeing kind of a totally different story, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Alan, sorry, I'm not smiling at anything you're saying. I'm just loving the conclusions that this commenters section's coming to about me sitting here looking so uncomfortable and apparently being naked for the waist down. Big grab, if you tune into 10:30 tonight, mate, you might see a bit of action that you've not seen before. Who knows? But aye, Alan, I think, like I say, it's a passion, I think, mate, that I've not seen before. With Kasper, I've never seen him lose it like that, and he lost it big time. He wasn't going over and just for a chat. He was going there and he was pointing his finger and he was doing all this, and I was like, oh, that's no, he's not doing that in a calm manner. Ryan, what's your take on that, mate? Because obviously,
see that Wednesday night, if it's a European referee, sometimes you wouldn't be surprised if he just come out with a red card and went,
that's what I'm totally surprised of, Alan, the fact that he never even saw a yellow for his behaviour. But Ryan, obviously your take on the events, mate. Did you manage to see it, or have you seen video evidence of it since then, or what was your take on it?
I've seen obviously bits after. I did actually see it in the game, but I didn't see that, to be fair. So, and even the goal, that's at my end, and I didn't actually see the handball at the time. So I didn't really know what they were checking for. Then obviously they said handball, and I've seen it back again. And Alan's right. See, about 20 years ago, even when I played it about 8 years ago, and I was a handball, you'd be saying, away you go. But everything that's going now, and what handballs are going for now, accidental or no, that's put the ball into his path and they've scored for it. So they've directly scored for it. So it's taken away from the play. So you could really say that it could have no been a goal, because I know it's accidental, but it's put the ball into his path. Take that away. Engels is getting that away. So it all depends. Listen, the rules are so, the laws of the game are there, but the people that are dealing with the rules and the laws, i.e. the referees on the park, 1 minute they're going for them directly, and then the next minute they're no. It's
You know,
chopping
like the
changing all the
handball
time.
rules, Ryan, are pretty vague, but I know they come out with a different rule
That's what I
constantly and
mean.
all that.
It's
The bouncing, how it says, it's very vague.
stick to a rule. For me, when I played, it was only if you really meant to handball. If it was deliberate handball, it was given. So realistically, that's not a pet. It's not a goal. Sorry, it is a goal. There's nothing I'm with it. But the way they're doing things now, the way they're trying to into football, the way they're putting things now, you could say it was a cause for a no goal. But it's things are just the way JP, the referees and everything's all I mean now. I don't think I could play football now, JP. With the amount of people that the amount of rules that are getting into play now.
Is that because you'd end up fighting with somebody because of the way they make the things up as they go?
I'd end up going after up the referees, and I'm not like that. But on a football park, there's a wee bit like that. If there was something you seen that was clear as day, no a penalty, no free kick, whatever, it's very hard not to do that. So I like what Kasper's done, and I like obviously be respectful to referees, etc. But like Alan says in yourself, it's shown a bit of hunger and fight for the team, and he's not happy. He's not kept a clean sheet because of that. Because I know he made 2 or 3 saves apart from that, and they hit the bar, but apart from it, they didn't have really serious chances. So realistically, he's probably just unhappy that he's not got a clean sheet as well. So, but no, it's good to have that in the dressing room, and that's good to have going forward.
Yeah, we've got our first caller in waiting, so we'll just bring him in and we'll find out what he thinks of that event and obviously Saturday's game. It is indeed our man, Mr. Francis Lester. Good evening, Francis. How are you, mate? I hope you've had a nice weekend.
Yeah, evening, boys. Yeah. Very good. Happy with the result. Disgusted with the finishing, tell you the truth. Our finishing in the last 2 games has been absolutely atrocious. You know, I mean, and it's not just half chances, it's stick-ons, it's absolute sitters we're missing. And it needs to stop, lads. It needs to stop, especially for Wednesday night. We cannot create chances like that and not put them away come Wednesday. You know, and I don't care how
Francis,
bad young boys have been playing.
Would you be more worried if we weren't making those chances, though?
No, I'm just disgusted with the finishing. I'm happy. We always make the chances, JP. We're not taking them, but this isn't just the last couple of games. We've been missing chances for the last 5-6 games. Some of the chances we're missing are just unbelievable. I mean, Kyoko no hitting the target when he's 1-on-1 with the keeper. 2 years ago, even a season ago, you'd put your mortgage on him scoring, putting that away. Hatate, right in front of goal. How can you put it out of the bar for there?
Yeah.
And you know, and it was the same in the Dundee game. That was atrocious as well. The only reason we ended up under pressure in that game was because of absolutely pathetic finishing. And I'd be holding them all back for shooting practice because it's been absolutely hopeless. We can make as many chances if we want. If we don't put them away, they mean nothing. You know? Going back to the
100%. Alan, obviously, being at the game on Saturday, mate.
Sorry, carry on.
I'll bring you in that in a minute, Francis. Okay, I'll bring you in a wee minute in Kasper. Alan, just as Francis touching on there about the chances missed, it was a wee bit of frustration being at the game at the weekend and, you know, seeing us through, I think we were through and goal about 3 to 4 times. Nicholas Kuhn a couple of times as well. As Francis alluded to earlier, Hatate's miss over the bar. I was actually fearful for my car. I thought it was going through the window. And then obviously the one with Kyogo where we get right through. That was a few times we actually cut Kilmarnock open right through the middle of the throat of their team. So how you take that, mate? Are you overly concerned by the amount of misses we had?
It's no concern, it's more frustration. I think that's probably the right word to sum it up. The frustration that probably for the last 10, 12 games or so, we've been playing at maybe 60, 70%. It's no, we know they can play a lot better than this. We know they can finish better than this. We know they can play better, defend better. We trust it, etc. During the week. We know they can do it. We've seen it, and that's what the frustrating part is. We know these players are capable of far better than they're producing at the minute. so be it. They're still picking up the victories, which is I'm extremely glad about, and that still makes you happy. But we've seen earlier in the season, we know what these players are capable of. We know how high this team can get to, and just I don't know what the reason it is for, but I don't know if complacency or whatever. But just for the last number of weeks, we're not showing that level of performance, and every time we're coming on here the last few weeks, we're going, let's give it a performance, right? I think probably the football was better the weekend there. We did create chances, as she says, but then we let ourselves in with finishing. So I think I'm hoping to God we're saying this for the last time. I'm hoping Wednesday that we get that complete performance that we know we're capable of. And I'd be extremely happy if we got that kind of performance, and I'd be very, very confident that we'd pick up a comfortable win if we play the kind of top of our ability.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously, what's your take on the events, mate, about obviously you were there in attendance, like myself, on Saturday. I, at one point, sat and said to the guy beside me, how many chances do we need to actually, I mean, we could have been 4 or 5 up before half-time. And by that point, the game's dead and buried. So that was quite frustrating, mate.
Like Francis says as well, it is very frustrating because the game at Dundee, you finish, you're winning the game comfortably, and then you're not having to worry too much about defensively. Again,
Yeah.
the weekend, you score more goals, you're not having to worry too much about defensively, but because you were missing the chances, you're then viable because you're maybe nose up as maybe 2 or 3 or even 2-0 from the chances. You're liable then when they get a goal, it puts you under pressure. Now, Kilmarnock, Dundee, and aim across the water. That's not, I think 7 goals in the last 3 away games. It's not great. I know we've had 4 clean sheets, but that's 4 goals before that. But that's done. You need to focus on what's happened recently, and that's no great either. So defensively, we're no solid either. I think I do believe a lot of it's due to changing the team. I think as much as they're playing games, but like we mentioned the other day as well, other teams in the league are playing the same amount of games as us. We've not played European football for the last 2 months, so it's not like we're playing European football as well. So
also, Ryan, I think you could argue that a lot of the other teams maybe don't have as much option as what we do throughout their sides.
Aye, but that makes it that should make it easy for us to play better then, because they're no Dundee have got 9-10 players out, Rangers have got players out, Aberdeen had players out, and we've got 1 or 2 guys out, and we're thinking, oh, how are we going to score goals now without Maeda and Kuhn? Maeda's got 15 goals, and I think Kuhn's got 14 or 15, something like that, and goals and contributions. So
Cal McGregor with 7, I know. I was surprised to hear that the day as well.
So you take away Kuhn and Maeda, he does not score a lot of goals now. Kyle goes only against 10. So we're scoring a lot of goals all over the park. The manager's right. But you want your goals for your strikers. That's what they're paid for. So I'm totally agreeing with the guys here, but it's frustrating. It's very frustrating in terms of finishing. The one with Kyle goes criminal. That's absolutely criminal. I'm going to, people might think I'm talking with my arse here, but I would finish that in my sleep. That's criminal. At least hit the target. To hit that wide is pretty poor finishing, and he does everything right during the game. His movement, his link-up play, brilliant. But that's what you're paid to do. You're paid to score goals. So let's just hope we can pick it up, as Francis says, during the week. But I do think we've got a wee bit at the back as well. I think we're a wee bit vulnerable at the back as well. We need to try and get that more solid. I don't know if that's because the trustees been in Scales and they've all been kind of in and out. So hopefully we keep our back line and then hopefully both for them, mate.
Yeah, certainly, Francis. There was I wouldn't say a lot of abuse, but there was a growing frustration that we should have been more ahead in the game by the time Kilmarnock even scored a goal. And again, that was invited on because of the kind of football we were playing in and around our own 18-yard line and around our own box. There was a couple of balls that Kasper Schmeichel played initially. They were the right ball, but he just never put enough purchase on them, and they were hitting off Kilmarnock players. And when you do that, mate, you kind of give the other team a bit of momentum and a bit of, you jeer them up and you say to them, they say to themselves, right, this mob are making mistakes here, and they maybe don't fancy this, and it can let them in. But touching on the Kasper Schmeichel thing, as we were going to be earlier, Biggie, were you there long enough to see that happen at the end of the game, Francis? And what was your take on
it? No, I never seen that at the end. But I obviously seen it in the telly. But I mean, it wasn't that point I was making was, if you would go back to I don't know if you saw the Arsenal game last week. Arsenal got a goal disallowed for exactly the same thing. The ball came off the arm, the big German boy, and his arm was tucked in and the ball went in the net, and they disallowed it. And all these English commentators have been coming after the last few weeks and slagging decisions we've had go for us, telling us, oh, that's wrong, this issue and that, and they're agreeing with that. And then that happens in Saturday. You hear nothing for them, you know what I mean? And I think Big Kasper probably watched that Arsenal game and seen that happening and that goal getting disallowed and thought, how's this not getting disallowed? You know what I mean? Because the ball's getting played off his arm, as Ryan said, it's getting straight into the path of the guy to put it in the net. So it's a fair to be played. It's not his arm. It should be a foul. But again, we shouldn't even have been in the position to even worry about that being a goal, because we should have been about 3 or 4 up by then. You know? And you're going back to we're retaining the ball round the back four far too much, in my opinion. Even Alistair Johnson, he's been poor the last couple of games. He's no got forward. When he does get forward, he puts in a great ball into the box, but he's doing it maybe twice a game now. Whereas at the start of the season, he was bombing down that wing, linking with Kuhn and overlapping and getting into putting the ball into the box. I think he done it once, maybe twice on Saturday there. I was getting really frustrated with him because he's getting it and he's looking up and then he's turning and he's getting to CCV. He's getting to Trusty. Trusty looks up. He gives it back to Kat. I was like, stop all this horseshoe rubbish. Get up the park, get the balls into the box. Because when we done that, that's where we created all the chances for. Many times did we flash the ball across the face of the goal when we went for it. But we only did it. The half a dozen times we've done it, we should have scored. But we're not doing it enough. And if we're taking that long to score, 2 goals out of 6, 7 chances, then we need to start creating 14, 15 chances to get maybe 3, 4, 5 goals. But as I say, I'm really disappointed in the finishing totally. It's been really let us down in the last couple of games. As I say, we're creating all these chances. You've got to start putting them away. You've got to put them away. Mechanic, because as Ryan says, you lose a goal and then you're under pressure, only one ahead. And how many times have we seen us panic at the last 10 minutes? We start getting the ball away and retreating into our own 18-yard box, and it's stations, they start launching high balls into the box.
I call that, Francis, when the rot starts to set in amongst your team. That's when it starts to, nobody wants to make a mistake and everybody's all fearful and they lose train of thought as to what they're actually meant to be doing.
Panicking and drop back in and we just lose our shape and everything, everything goes out the window, and I don't understand why it's happening. I really don't, because it's not as if you're playing top class opposition. We should be hammering these teams. Dundee, the other night, what a start we had, and then that second half was the worst I've ever seen us in a long, long time. We get bullied and manhandled all over the place. It was absolutely shocking. And then we nearly reverted to it again on Saturday, after being so far in front, and giving away a stupid goal. I think we need to really start, when we create these chances, start putting them away, to get really getting top again, or we're going to pay the price at some point.
Well, Francis, obviously, before we let you go, mate, what's your take on Wednesday? What you're looking for in terms of this Celtic side? I'm
looking for us to create the same amount of chances, but score them. So something like that. Create chances, but put them away.
Yeah.
I think
it's a level that you've got to be clinical at, isn't it?
Exactly. Young boys, they drew nothing each with the bottom of the table the weekend, but by all accounts, they should have won the game. They created a load of chances, but never took them, so it could be one of the games. You know what I mean? I think any chance come along Wednesday, we've got to bury them. Because there's a lot of pressure on us. I know we've still got another game to go, but it's at Villa Park, and that's not a given. We really need to go out on Wednesday night and really go for it. We've got to go for it, all guns blazing, and try and get a 2 and 3 early lead. That's what I'm looking for. And see if we don't get that, then you'll see the panic set in, because the crowd will start to get agitated, and you'll start hearing the moans and groans coming for the terracing if we're no bang in front, at least halfway or 3/4 of the way through the game. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I think that could be. It could set us up, put it this way, for another wealthy proposition coming our way in terms of money and everything else if we manage to get through the tie. I think it'll be a big disappointment. I think if we weren't to beat Young Boys and go through to the next round, because we've put ourselves in a great position. I think Ryan's touched on it. If we don't do that, Francis, I think going to Atalanta and drawing and beating Leipzig and the kind of results we have had, then it just gets those kind of results, mate, just get brushed under the carpet.
One other thing before I go, lads. I think we're changing the midfield far too often. I think we need to start settling down on a first three pick, because for me, the chopping and changing in the midfield isn't helping any of the players in there, because they're all getting. McGregor keeps getting a game. Callum McGregor for me has probably been the worst out of them all. He's gave the ball away left, right, and centre. He scores a great goal, magic, but then he gets caught in possession 2 or 3 times. Hatate gets slaughtered for it. McGregor seems to. They don't talk about him. You know what I mean? He's not he's a fantastic captain for us, and he's still a great player. But he's for me, he's lost a wee bit of physicality in his game. I see him getting nudged off the ball dead easy and losing possession when he gets, because there's always 2 or 3 players around him. For me, he needs to, and his mental, probably the mental side of his game is slowing down as well, because he doesn't seem to release the ball as quick as he did, and that's how he's getting caught in possession, because he's thinking, I can play my way out of this, but you can't even. There's 2 and 3 players around about you, hassling you and really getting on top of you, And I don't think he's, exempt for getting criticism.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
hopefully,
think, listen, I've always said it, Francis. You could probably get through the full team, and you would pick fault probably with every single one of them if you were to sit here and do that, and you actually thought about it and you said, well, he does that, but he doesn't do that, then he does that, and he doesn't. You could do that about every single one of them, just about. But I think I understand what you're saying in terms of Callum, because I'm quite annoyed that he plays every game. I don't think he has to. I don't think that was the whole idea of bulking out that area. And another idea as to why he chucked international duty to sustain his his club level. And I think if we keep playing him in every game, you're lucky you're maybe going to have him another year or 2 before we actually burn the boy out altogether.
I know.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But thank you very much, Francis, for coming on. And
I think it helps him either with the other 2 getting changed about him all the time, because he's not getting used to playing with any 1 or 2 certain players, and they're differently. Yeah. So it doesn't help him either, because he's not building any relationship with any of the other 3 players in there. I think we really need to settle down and bring them on, even let them play the first 65, 70 minutes, and then the substitution, get the game won, and then rest them. He doesn't need to play the whole game. Yeah. Game 1, rest them, bring them in. You know what I mean? But have a settled 3, I think, and that, and just use the others until such times there is maybe an injury or whatever, because I don't think it's helping our performances by chopping and changing all the time.
That's a good point.
Right, no, definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Good point, mate. That's why we love you coming on, mate, to make a good point like that. Here's hoping Celtic get some good points on Wednesday.
Well, yeah, and a few goals.
Well, Francis, you take care.
One of them make me eat my
and a few goals, mate.
They ram them right down my throat. 6-0 to the boys.
Callum McGregor for a winner now, what? Just need knee slides towards you, Francis.
I'll be the happiest man in the planet. All right,
well,
lads.
Francis, cheers again for coming on and joining us, mate.
Francis.
Take care.
Have a good one, mate.
Talk to you.
Bye, mate.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you to Francis for coming and joining us as per. Hey, yeah, folks, that's how it's done. We've got our next caller in. I like it when it goes like this, lads. It just goes kind of relatively fast, and we managed to get through the colours when they came on one after another. Just wish we had a big switchboard beside me here, and the lines were really hot. We could go to wee Jean up Mary Hill. You'll know her, Alan. You've been up there then playing a Scotto a couple of weeks ago, mate. So she was I think she was the second one. You chapped her door.
Aye. So the wee tea cozy or the kettle for me and
That's
that.
right. That's right. You were telling us about her. That's right.
What biscuits you
Sweetie,
get?
is it, man, Mr.
Toffee
John?
ones.
What? What you
Which
say,
ones
man?
are toffee ones?
I don't like your toffee ones.
So here's our second caller of the evening, folks. That is indeed John M. Good evening. How are you?
Evening.
Evening, lads.
Evening, John. How you doing, mate?
Not bad yourselves.
Aye, good. Oh, good.
Good. I've just listened to your pod there, and
How was your weekend?
aye, all right. I was at a 60th birthday party, which was a good night.
Wasn't it yours, was it?
Oh, my 60's well gone. that was a good party, by the way. And JP, you'll know about that one. This is the old 60th in Benidorm. Excellent, brilliant, great week. But no, it was
Actually drunk.
one of my ex-colleagues I used to
I
work
think I've ever been.
Well, and but listen, what, nearly 7 years ago. Jesus.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Well, it will be in October. We went
That's
in
what I'm
October,
saying,
didn't we? So.
Aye. But aye, that was a great.
Still
I've
having
never.
flashbacks about Sticky
Lads, honestly,
Vicky.
Sticky Vicky.
lads, that was one of
You
the.
should-
Honestly, that was
Listen,
one.
Alan, you should have been there, buddy. What
By the
a
way-
week that was. I'll tell you.
I would have loved
That
some
was
of
in. Honestly,
You know me.
I'm being honest when I say this, folks. I've never been that drunk from Glasgow to Glasgow in all my life.
Brilliant.
I don't think I spent a day sober in that holiday, which was magic.
Oh, it was a
Should
great-
be, but
It's just a normal holiday to me.
Well,
Aye, but this was mental. This was carnage.
it was carnage.
I was going to
It
say
was
about.
We
I was
watched
gonna
one of
say
the
about
boys
my
nearly
stag
get a
do,
doing
get
off a
dressed up
Yorkshire
as-
woman, and he was
What's that?
He's behind.
What's that?
getting dressed up as who?
I says,
Who's getting dressed up?
I was saying I was getting dressed up my stag do, going to the airport as a bride. But then I realised I do that every holiday anyway, just for a laugh. So, it's just end for a wee bit of giggles.
Oh,
Benidorm
Listen.
would have been right up my
Aye.
street, Johnny
Oh,
boy.
oh, brilliant, by the way. I mean, I've been on a few holidays with the guys and different things, but that holiday just summed it up, didn't it, Jay? That was absolutely brilliant.
Aye, that was mental.
Brilliant.
Aye, it was mental. Mental. It was carnage. We watched one of the boys go for his breakfast, and he asked the lassie, who was quite a character. I think she was in her 50s, this woman, maybe. And she was Yorkshire. And she had tattoos on her arm. And one of the guys, Alec, it was where he asked her for the toilet, and she says, "Who are you talking to? I'll fucking knock your head off."
Did she love and hate tattooed on her fingers, aye?
No, more or less, aye, more or less, mate.
Love
More
and
or
heart.
less, mate.
Love and heart. She was minus her finger.
Love and heart, mate. Love and heart. She's punched that many people. The E rubbed off, honestly. She's hurt that many guys, man. The E's rubbed off.
Aye.
She took
Well, there was
offence
some
that day when I says, to her, I'm going to use my hold all. I was talking about my bag. It was under a table and I couldn't get it. And I asked her to use my hold on. She's like, "Oh, who are you talking to? I'm married." I says, "No, my bag."
2 o'clock in the morning, jumped to her one, robbed the vending machine at the hotel.
Oh, it was funny. The vending machine was open. My
It
mate
was
Ian
lying
jumped
open.
up. He gave my mate Ian up on her as well, man. This fridge door was lying open. I woke up the next day and I thought Ian had went shopping. I said, "You been shopping?" He's like, "No, how?" Swear to God, I opened the fridge door. There was bottles of VK Blue, VK Iron Brew, packets of Chris on the shelf. I'm like, "Where did all that come from?" He's like, "Oh, your dad gave me up onto her offence."
I was trying to hot him up. I'm trying to hot him up, man. He was like Groucho Marx. The way he was walking, man, I'm trying to hold him up. This was about 2:30 in the morning.
He cooked a full table of drink on us, and the lassie says, "What happened there?" And we went, "I don't know. I think one of the legs has broken the table." And she gave us all free drink and everything, man. It was brilliant.
Brilliant, man.
And that was all Jaeger bombs. That was Jaeger bombs. Everything.
It was all because that's what was on the table initially when Ian cooked it.
Ah, brilliant.
That was brilliant. Superb. Right, John, what brings you on this evening for a Celtic chat with the boys?
Listen, I was listening to you. I was listening to the pod there and reading a few comments and all that. And a lot of Celtic fans are up nerves about, Celtic missing chances and all that. Listen, these things happen in seasons. You know what I mean? I know, like say, Ryan, you said it was criminal about Kyogo missing it. To me, that was criminal. You've got to score chances like that. But, I mean, he's scored more than he's missed. You know what I mean? So, I've no qualms with Celtic missing chances. We're still winning games, maybe but we're still getting through games and winning them. But I think all the missed chances, you'll soon see them hitting the back of the net. I've got a lot of confidence in Kyogo and Ida and just Hatate for me. I don't know what's happened to that boy. I mean, when he first came in, he lit the hair on a light and everything else, and just over the last few months or so, he's just been right off the boil. I don't know what's wrong with him, but Brendan seems to pick him all the time.
I thought he done well with Engels at the weekend there, John. I know he missed that chance, right? But I thought a lot of his football he played with Engels and kind of interplay, etc. I thought it looked as if he kind of really gets on with Engels the way the two of them play football.
But you don't think a lot of his passing, like say some of his back passing and some of his passing, it has been just woeful.
Well, he's one of the players that takes that risk, and I think we need that.
No, I know what you're
saying.
Think
that's how you get a lot of kind of misplaced passes, because he does take risks.
The
way we're looking now, a lot of people are kind of annoyed about the way we're kind of passing back, the horseshoe, etc. And we're maybe lacking that tempo, maybe that intensity at present, and we know we're capable of. But I don't think he's playing at his absolute best. I agree with you there, John. But I'd probably say I'd still have him in the team. I'd say we're probably best two in there would be Engels and Hatate, in my opinion. But you look at what Bernardo's capable as well. There could be a shout for him to come in as well.
McCowan as well, you know what I mean?
Ryan, what's your take on the events with, as John says, and John and Alan have talked about Hatate? Because me and you have spoke about this for numbers of months now, about the way Hatate, when he gives the ball away and stuff, and he doesn't just do it in the league, he's done it in Europe as well, as have others. Don't get me wrong, I mean, there's other players in there you could add to that list. But Hatate does it, for me, Ryan, in areas of the pitch that I've said to you, mate, the way he just turns blind down again and does it in a half turn and looks into space where there's players running into, and he just passes it, similar to the one Maeda did against Aberdeen into the middle of the field. I've said to you millions of times, mate, he's going to actually come a cropper when he does it, because it's going to happen in a bigger game where it's going to actually cost us and be detrimental to probably the outcome of the game.
It's like I've said it's similar to what I've said to you guys about Hatate and Scales. Scales can defend well, but when he gives the ball away the way he does, it's going to be crucial against you, and it happened against him at Ibrox. Hatate does it in Europe again. I actually thought Hatate done well at the weekend. I thought he was actually decent, but I get what John's saying. In previous games, especially, his ball retention isn't great, but I think it is because the way he plays, he's up going forward player. He wants to always take the risk, but for me, he's starting to get that in Cham now. I was one of Cham's biggest fans. I thought he was hounded out the door with Celtic fans when he shouldn't have. I get it might be lazy, or that's the way he seems, because that's the French style. It's the same with Edward. they look lazy, they look that they can't be bothered, but then they do something magical and you're like, oh, right, this guy's got something. And Cham was probably a 1 or 2 game player, then for 4 or 5, he wasn't great. But you held on to that thing with the Cham that he can do something, mate. But eventually Hatate, that will go with Hatate. Some fans won't keep that anymore. If he keeps churning out performances that are unsatisfactory, then fans will go, well, do we need him anymore? That's just the nature. That's just the nature of football. I still think our best midfield is Ray2 and McGregor. I know I'm a big fan of Bernardo, but I think maybe another 6 months, a year, then he might be the guy to come in and take care, maybe more experience. But I know Engels is young, but I seen somebody on, I think he's on social media or something the other day. They were criticising Engels' passing. Don't know what game they're watching. I don't know what game they're watching. See the amount of times he gets the ball out wide and he curves it into Kyogo's path every single time. I don't know what game they're watching that his passing's awful, because that's probably one of his biggest assets is his distribution. His corners, his deliveries, his passing abilities, for me, at the weekend was good. I'm agreeing with Alan, I had the two and play well together. But I just think if you overall, by the way, it's all positive. So everything to do with club right now is positive. There's nothing really negative, apart from maybe small things. But I think we are definitely
a lot of it's nitpicking, right? A lot of it is nitpicking.
But I do agree, though, when we are, not every game we're going to get a complete performance, but we are missing a bit of a complete performance sometimes, because I noticed at the weekend we started off really well again, and then as soon as we concede, like Francis said and yourself said, we retreat a wee bit and we let teams back into it. And it annoys me, and I know teams are always going to get a wee phase, but at Celtic Park, teams shouldn't be coming to Celtic Park to the game. They just shouldn't be happening. We should be in the front foot all the time, trying to get the ball forward, and I agree as well. Now, I was getting frustrated at the weekend with the passing the back and stuff again, because I know what Brendan said about recycling the play, but recycling the play is not going Johnson to Thursday. That's not recycling play, that's just passing back, because play the ball forward. And at times, Maeda and Kuhn are there to get the ball down to, they're not doing it. And one last thing for you, like back in, mate, was he messed about Maeda at Aberdeen. He done it twice at the weekend again as well. See, that's no looking, and just you can't do that.
Yeah.
You do that on Wednesday, and I know they might not be great, but that's a goal. You see this, you never ever play a blind-sided pass into the middle of the park. If you don't know what's behind you, what's front of you, kick the ball to the park. Don't kick it in the middle of the park, because that only takes 1-2 passes and you're away. So he's got, that's one thing Maeda he's got to cut out. He does that at least once a game. It's just a no look, no hope pass, and you're thinking, oh, if that doesn't go to Hatate or McGregor, then where's it going to go? You know what I mean?
I think, John, as Ryan's saying there, blind passes into the middle of the field, I think you need to scan that position before you hit the pass, because when it goes like that, and it makes the individual look silly. And we all know Maeda's even Maeda. I know he's not the best technically, but he's better than that though.
Aye, I think but I think Maeda's just and it's a hopeful ball with him. When he puts it in there, he's hoping McGregor, Hatate, or some of the Celtic players are going to be there, and maybe, I don't know, they've spoke about maybe playing that way before the game, and they're just not on the same wavelength sometimes. You know what I mean? But no, he does hit some woeful balls at times, but you can't fault his play going forward and scoring goals and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but Ryan's right. Do something like that in a big game, and it could cost you big time. You know what I mean? So I think he needs to cut that out of his game. Just a blind ball into the middle.
Yeah, 100%.
Seen him doing it a few times.
John, what's your take on the Kasper Schmeichel thing? We going after the ref, and
to be honest,
I
can't comment on it, lads, because I haven't seen it, and I never even watched. But I never watched it. I watched the game, but as I say, I was going to a 60th, so I kind of left. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen the highlights or anything. I've not seen anything back, so I can't really comment on what happened.
Right,
I know I've heard you talk about it, and he's probably right in what he done. That's all I can say.
Okay, well, what's your thoughts before we let you go? What's your thoughts regarding Wednesday? And going into Wednesday's game, do you see it as a season-defining kind of game for us?
Well, it's the game that's going to take us to the part of the Champions League we've not been in for some time, and this is not a great team. You know what I mean? Regardless of, I give everybody respect. Don't get me wrong. I mean, young boys, but the track record this year in the Champions League's not been that great. So, and it's a home tie for Celtic. So, I'm only hoping Celtic can scud them for about 4 or 5 in the first half, and game finished and we're through, and that's it. And the game at Villa Park, it's not really got a big meaning. You know what I mean? That's my take on it.
Because you want to be going into Villa Park with both teams qualified, and
of course you do. Well, I think Villa have they not qualified?
I think they have.
They're certainly playoffs, but I think they've got an outside chance of the
top 8.
Automatic top 8.
Have we got an outside chance of the top 8, or is it just?
No, I don't.
We can only get 15 points. I think they get 17 or something.
Teams.
I think if we bet Zagreb, we had a small chance.
Right.
Right.
They had to win the 3 games.
But young boys' track record this year has been woeful, as I said to you. I don't. If Celtic can get their shooting boots on and turn up and get a performance like they did against Leipzig, I don't see anything but a Celtic victory, to be honest. 4 or 5 nothing.
Yeah, here's hoping we've got that in store.
They look as if they're on a kind of similar quality, a kind of Slovan Bratislava. Look at how we kind of dismantled them at Celtic Park. I wouldn't say there's a great deal between the quality in the two sides.
No.
From what I'm seeing from the outside. So, Celtic are getting into this kind of heavy favourites. We're at home, and you would be expecting a win. It's not as simple as that in European football, obviously. All these teams are here for a reason, but
of course,
we should be kind of quietly confident, to say the least. I think.
I think we should get the job done, Alan.
I know, really definitely. I'd be extremely disappointed if we didn't win this game, because you look, as John says, if you look at the record this season and the new format of the Champions League, and I think they're on their way to kind of beating the club across the city's record, didn't they? They're going to beat that record.
It's actually quite good that they're still not as bad as that.
So I think anything can happen in football, especially in kind of Champions League, European football. Anything can happen, but I think we've put ourselves in a great place, and I think every Celtic fan would be kind of severely disappointed if we came away with anything but 3 points and a kind of convincing victory.
Oh, aye, definitely.
It doesn't even need to be, for me, Alan, it doesn't need to be convincing. As long as Celtic come out the side with a victory, it could be 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4, whatever. I know what you're saying,
I think it's a lot to do with confidence. See the way we're playing now as well, right? We're maybe not hitting the heights, we're maybe not playing at our optimum. I think a lot of that's maybe to do with confidence, that we're not kind of playing that tempo, we're not playing that intensity, and maybe the players are a bit hesitant in playing that risky pass. They're maybe not as confident as they were at the start of the season when we were playing kind of fast-flowing, very impressive football. And now we're still winning games, but the come off the boil slightly. Right? Confidence levels maybe impacted that we're no kind of as high on confidence as we maybe were at the start of the season.
I just think it's the amount of games. I think personally it's the amount of games.
As Ryan says as well, that all the rest of the teams we're playing, they're kind of similar amount of games. We've not had Champions League, so I don't know. I'm just hoping that Wednesday's the start of it. That's how I want a performance. Wednesday's the start of it. We kick on, we get a right good performance, a right good result, and hopefully that breeds confidence and we start playing to the capabilities. We know, all the fans are sitting there, look, we know you can do that. So I'm hoping that kind of kick-starts us back to the capabilities we know.
Hey, go, Brendan, if you're tuning in tonight, mate, but Big Alan says it, we know that
Get him on
he's capable.
FaceTime.
We know
I know.
what you can do. Aye.
I know.
Get Brendan on FaceTime.
We'll need to get him on next week's dial-in show and let him know. Let us hear his thoughts. I think if anybody can help us make that happen, that'd be brilliant.
Well,
But
Definitely.
aye, that's it. But John, thanks very much for coming on and
Nice to talk to you,
chatting
lads.
with us
Cheers,
again.
John.
Cheers, John.
Cheers,
Cheers
mate.
again.
Take care.
Take care, John.
Take care.
See you
Hail,
later,
hail.
mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much to both our callers for this evening. That's it. That's the end of our callers tonight, boys. Let me get that wee button, don't I? Oh, it's the end of our callers tonight. I'd be happy to listen to the same guys coming on every week if that's, they're wanting to come on and, give us their thoughts and gives us something different to chat about week in and week out as well. I've got an idea. I'll wait till we're just about to finish before I let everybody on in my idea of what we can also add to this actually particular show and what I think it might go down well enough.
That's why you're not showing the bottom half, innit? That's the idea. he's
showing the
lying.
bottom half.
You ever seen Titanic? He's lying there like Kate Winslet with Leonardo DiCaprio. Flat.
Call me.
I know. What are you doing here with the Paris ladies? Come on.
Do you know?
Right, start to straighten up now.
I tell you what, by the way, that wasn't bad for you. It's quite a good one.
Always good for you, you know that.
Yeah, no, as I said, it's what it says about the callers. It's we started this initial show to give Celtic fans an idea of an opportunity to come and give your views on what you're seeing at Celtic. Obviously within reason. I'm not in my bed, no, James. I'm not in my bed. I'm actually sitting on my couch, mate. So I'm definitely not in my bed. I've done my back, moving furniture in the house. So just one of the things, boys. You win some, you lose some. So I'm loaded up here with Deep Pete and
a wee hot water bottle.
A wee hot water.
Come the well.
Actually, no. I've got a wee can of Coke here. But hot water bottles are for kids, man. They help kids with sore bellies and stuff.
A wee hot toddy, didn't you? Heat you up.
I'm not unwell. I've just got a sore back. If I was unwell, I wouldn't be doing this.
What's that other hot thing they talk about and still
seen a wee comment, yeah.
That's what you need, JP. I'm not going to say the words because that'd be awful to say that online, but if you know, you know.
A hot dog. Oh, brilliant. Oh, man. No,
I've seen a comment. I can't remember who it was.
We need to qualify. Guess it's Mer Spondoolies.
Somebody's asking me why I'm using a microphone. I don't know. I don't know who it was. Was it Corvo?
I think so.
So, man.
I'm using a microphone because that's my form of audio. Trying to.
I'm using one because I'm into Freddie Mercury.
There you go. You know what he has, don't you? Deed already. Aye. Alan's using a microphone the same as Freddie Mercury, so the two of them want to break free.
Aye. I've got the Hoover, the wee dress ready.
But I think in terms of obviously Wednesday, lads, I do think it's actually.
Guys, I can't get onto that because of guys like you.
It's not going to. I want to say as the season defined as in it's a disaster. Like the season's finished and stuff. But in terms of European side of things, if you draw against Atlanta, you beat Leipzig, and you go with Zagreb, get a decent point. Maybe not the performance you want, but a decent point. You've got basically one game potentially to win and qualify. Aston Villa is going to be a really hard game for us.
We're going to be underdogs in that game
Aye,
massively.
but if
Bring
you'd
it on. Bring it
if you'd
on.
a chance, if you
read as
started
well, sorry, if you read about that John Duran, West
where they
Ham
gone?
have put a
Aye.
£57 million bid in for him, but they want 70 million.
That's two bids I've put in, 46 and 57, and the way for them have been rejected.
I'm sure he's on a long-term deal, I think, to 2030. So it's got to take a long process to get him because he's on a lot of money. So as well. So, but
He doesn't play as much as kind of Ollie Watkins, but didn't know he still plays. But Ollie Watkins is probably the main one.
the two of them, put it this way, Alan, they two are the far superior to anything we play against. So you're not wanting to leave that game. Listen, we can still go there and get a good win or a good point. Listen, anything can happen in football. But they always will be stacked against us against Villa, right?
Did you see the West Ham fans on the telly? The guy went to outside the training ground. They were all singing "Hungry Like a Wolf." They thought it was Duran it was signing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. That's bad. That's one of the worst.
They were up people laughing at my Titanic joke, know what I mean? The blasted every part of that.
No, but I think it will be. I'm as a fan base. I know it's European football, and you can't be too positive in Europe because let's be fair, in Europe we're being better, but overall we're not great, right? So anything can happen. You're expecting to win at Celtic Park. I think if we don't, no matter how well we play, if we don't beat Young Boys, we don't really deserve to be football lads because it's a game that technically and every single player, that everything's all in your favour. So I think it's going to be really bitterly disappointing if we can't get a victory. Because a draw might be enough, it might not be, but you don't want to have that in your mind, the mentality of, oh, if we draw, we'll be all right. Just go and get the result, go full steam ahead, put on a right good performance under the likes of Celtic Park. Just go and get a victory and I think we'll be fine. But like I said at the weekend as well, it's all about cup games and winning. It doesn't matter. Obviously, we want a good performance and 3-4 goals and whatever. But see, as long as you win, it's the most important thing. It's especially knockout football or qualifying for group stages or playoffs or whatever. It's just win the game. And I think we've got everything in our favour, mate. And I know we'll talk about it more as the week goes on because we've got obviously a good one coming up. But I think it's I think we can all agree, lads, that as a tie that we really should be going to win.
Aye, because if other one, they'll be hard to break through. They'll still get big John Fashion out the back.
You play with two goalkeepers, don't you?
What?
Villa play with two goalkeepers, Martinez, and then you've got Tyrone Mings on picking that up.
Aye.
Dublin and Andy Townsend and all that.
I remember Leon.
Dwight York.
Aye.
No, definitely. We'll get, as Ryan says, we'll delve into it further during the week. But you're looking at Wednesday. It should be a game we should be winning comfortably. I think everything we'll see the Young Boys. There's no doubt in my mind that we should. If we get in, we turn up anywhere near our best, then I think it should be a comfortable win. And here's hoping we do turn up at our best.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's a European game as well. And I says to a couple of the boys that were sitting around me, "Oh, we can't play like this in Europe." And I says, "Well, Europeans always a different mindset. So it's always a different feel to the game as well. And the players are always differently focused and it doesn't always work. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're not always in the end of a result and we're not always in the end of a positive result for that. But this new format for me has really helped us because it's like a cup final. And we've played each game like there's been a cup final, the Dortmund game aside. So, yes, we are, Angie. We are, myself and Alan, are on with William on Wednesday morning, probably about 11 o'clock. 11, aye. Just hear Anne Jam's voice going, "Can you please repeat that?" 11.
11.
I'll show you my crossbow.
What part of America are you from? The same part of, what part of America are you from? Dublin?
Dublin, aye.
And he's like, say it with an Irish accent. He's like, you say it with you for the same part of Dublin as Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, aye.
Brilliant, superb. But yeah, we're on at 11. We'll be doing a pre-match build-up. What was that, Ange? Sorry, I never heard you now. Obviously, Angie's last comment, she said she's not deaf. Fair enough. Yeah, so look, the majority that are tuning in, please, as Lindsay says there, can you hit the like button for us? It's totally free and it helps the channel and it helps to put our wee chat out there for other people to come on and have a gander at our banter. Duran joke's going to get clipped, man. I can tell. I can feel it in my bones.
No, that was terrible, wasn't it?
That was too quick off the cuff.
I want to pop that out my brain. I want just all existence of that joke. I want never to be again, ever.
No, Scott, we've heard nothing, mate. It's just what the papers and the media have been saying about pre-contracts, maybe nearly done, but apart from that, mate, I don't know. Haven't a clue.
No, we'll probably... I'm thinking, lads, we'll probably, in terms of transfers, we'll probably see movement after Young Boys. Once we do this Young Boys game, I think you'll probably see movement. And
I like to think so, mate. I like to think so, JP, because it gets past Wednesday and then you've only got a week or so left. So, again, it's getting to that stage where we all know how difficult January can be, but it shouldn't take every window to just about get to the end before we start signing players. I know other teams might do it, but we're all focusing on us. And I know it might, like I said to you guys the other day, it might be that they're kind of hanging on, knowing that they might qualify for this, and then they've got 2 big games after that. And it figures a good signing on a 10 million, 8 million, whatever it is, signing for the guys to, all right, okay, I'm guaranteed at least 2 big European games, and then I've got the exposure, or this, and then the European, whatever. So I don't know if that's something that's maybe players are waiting. It's maybe not the club. It's maybe the players and agents are waiting for things to happen. But the last few days, again, the links have died again. There's not really anything. So hopefully that's maybe something going to come out of the blue. But I don't... We definitely need players, lads. Now, I know we've got a good squad and we've got really good players and we're still doing really well. You can see we need a bit of added quality to help the guys that are there. We're crying out for a winger to back up Coonan, obviously Maeda, because Forrest, when he's back, I know it's maybe 2 or 3 weeks away, but we don't really know. Jan Palmer don't really cut the mustard as we've seen, so Jan tries, but ability-wise, I think we can buy somebody better than Jan to come in and really play.
A wee bit of breaking news. I was up the KFC Springboard Road, listening to Neymar. So put 2 and 2 together there.
But I seen a comment from, I don't know if it was John, it says it, and he's right, because Barry Barnett says it all day as well. I know we've got enough squad members to come in and play. I think ideally we need to start looking for guys that they might be on the bench, but the guys that are able to come in and play. No having to wait 6 months to a year or a year and a half to settle. Guys that can come in and play. We've got enough of them on the bench, you know. So I think, don't make you feel that, lads, but I do think we need to start getting... I know there's guys here that are playing, but the guys who sign it is then due to rate to come in and make that position theirs. So I think it's maybe something we need to start getting guys that are not going to be playing or trying to play and not just to sit on the bench and fill wages.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we need guys to come in and start right away in the starting 11. Maybe not so much kind of into stockpile the squad. I think we've had enough of that over the last couple of seasons. Some of our squad players that have come in are now heading out, whether it be a loan deal, permanent moves elsewhere. I do think you'll see another bit of traffic moving out the door as well.
Marco Tilly will give surfing lessons in Brisbane or something.
Marco Tilly.
He's auditioning for the new Baywatch movie to get with Dwayne Johnson and the wee guy out of High School Musical, whatever his name is, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
Just on the running bar there, folks, on your TV or whatever device you're using. As you can see, we are doing a live bonus ball just now. I put an update on social media earlier. It is to win this fantastic piece here. So it is a signed Joe Muller strip. I'll show you the one with the signature. There we go. So Joe has signed. He's even put in a wee hail from 1989. Wee photo of Joe there with a cup. And it is a wee plaque to let you know that it's hand signed. It's also got the COA with it as well. This was kindly donated by a friend of our sponsor in the podcast, Mr. Alec Beveridge. The bonus ball is live. We have 46 balls left for anyone that wants to take part. It is a £5 a ball. And our PayPal is this PayPal address here. I'll just get it up on the screen for you. Here it's here. So it is indeed Ryan Clifford 9@aol.co.uk. If anyone wants to take part, please do so and leave a message with your name, a wee note of who you are, and obviously your money. And we'll get that sorted. We will be doing updates every day until this is filled. And when it is filled, on the next available podcast that there's going to be, that's when we will do the live draw for the bonus ball, the same way we've done it every other time we've done one. Lads, Alan, it's a nice wee piece for anybody who's collecting Celtic memorabilia, mate. We had a luxury of spending a night with Joe when he came and done a live event with us just last year, and he was great company and an absolute great guy.
I know it's a great prize to have. Thanks for the donations, Alex. And no, it's definitely something that you would like to have in your possession. As you say, we spent a night with Joe Muller for a Q&A and a wee live event, and I know it was spot on. Took a lot of time to speak to everybody in the pub, and very, very nice guy, really down to earth, and it was lovely meeting him.
Ryan?
I know it's like I said, if you're into Celtic strips or old strips and stuff, it's definitely a prize. I think people would want if that's what you're into as well. So, and again, it's just it's a piece of history as well. It's something that you can't just walk up and buy. The odd time you might get it, but 9 times out of 10 it's rare because you don't really get the real thing. So, and it is obviously hand signed with Joe. And again, a lot of people, JP, there kind of good values, kind of good valuables to have as well. So, so I've got a sign sitting in the house as well. I think it was one of the Isla's era. And again, I've kept that in my room because it's quite a good piece. And for me, it's people might offer you money for it, but it's priceless because once you've got it, it's yours. And why would you want to give that away? So for Joe to obviously give us that, and considering he's played in the game and everything else, I'd imagine that'd be good value to him. So to obviously put that up for a donation for people, then that's fantastic. And like you said about the Q&A we had with him, it was fantastic. It was really good. His stories were brilliant, and I'd actually recommend anybody go to any events he goes to because it was really good and really funny. And his stories about other people we played with was fantastic. So, no, like I say, if anybody does want to get a wee shot with it, let us know. If you haven't got PayPal, you can contact us through any of the social medias, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, anyone. Just let us know, and we will get it sorted. We'll see any other avenues we can do for you. But yeah, it's a fantastic piece, and I hope somebody can be very lucky and win it.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't have PayPal, it's not a case of you just don't have it. And name calling doesn't resolve anything when somebody's asking a decent question, to be fair. So if you don't have PayPal, you can contact us by message on social media, and we can arrange another method of payment for you to be part of the bonus ball. So So it's not just as straightforward as you don't get it just because you've no get PayPal. So I don't want anybody sitting there thinking, oh no, I've not get PayPal, no, I don't want to have my opportunity missed here if I want to take part. So we'll always arrange something for any use at all that we can and help as best we can. There has been a couple of comments. Obviously, 2 guys that called in tonight. They've said that they're going to take 6 between them. So we'll look forward to taking your payment. And I'll add your names.
I'll pint for a pint down the Westbourne tomorrow.
That'll get us
Francis. Thanks for bringing that out, mate. Cheers.
That's just paid for train fare to Aston Villa. I'm only joking. I'm only kidding. It's only Ryan here that's going to Aston Villa. Me and Alan are thinking about Ryan going to Aston Villa, isn't we, mate?
I'm going to give you a back rub and a cuddle now.
I'm taking a full case of bleach race just in case.
Aye.
Where's the penny out, Ryan? Nah, go to bed.
I see Scales and Yang play. Oh, get the bleach out, John.
Could be worse, mate. You could be going down there and Stephen Mill starts.
Barry, he get 2 half at half time, Melody.
I seen that, but I've heard it was an injury. It was something to do with his hammy. I read that earlier on.
Oh,
Coming up at Villa Park, you're like, this place is immaculate, isn't it? I'm like, nah, Ryan's got the bleach for him.
I'm and John were in cleaning for Yang playing.
Aye, boots.
Aye. Yeah. But aye. So we'll look forward to taking your money, and obviously best of luck to the lucky winner.
That's the only kid. It's a tap water I'm getting. I don't drink. Remember that.
Aye. Likes a wee bit of ice in it. Sometimes a wee bit of Fanta.
You got a lime cordial.
You got a lime cordial, aye. If it's an ice cream, it's a flake.
What do they call it? A 99er? I'm not being that 99er. Aye.
Aye. It's not like that often, mate. It's a 69er wee man.
It's a bit more private.
If you can't pay by PayPal, then just give Ryan's 0890 number. Just for 2 minutes and that'll pay for the fiver.
He likes you.
Call me.
Yeah, I know. 0800 Scooter Boy.
Ryan takes any card, American Express, Gold Card.
Anything at all.
Tesco Club Card.
Tesco Club Card. Morrison's
card, anything you want.
Road Card.
Costco Card.
Don't worry about that.
Costco Cards.
Aye, Costco Cards.
But,
buy one, get one free.
No, that's the end of our wee chat tonight, guys. As I said earlier, myself, Alan, and William Glavin, the man from True Tactics, will be on with a breakdown of how young boys are probably going to have a go at setting up against us. And I've got a wee bit of work to do, I know, because obviously I want to have a wee look at that as well. There we go, Stevie's. Wow. Thank you, Stevie.
All right, cheers, Stevie. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Well, that's another idea, doing it,
That's another idea. If everybody wants to just donate anything, just follow Stevie sit there and
just these tenors. Cheers, Stevie. Peaches to you too, mate.
Two for Stevie. Aye. Aye, it's a tenner for eaches.
Peaches, aye.
Peaches to you too, son.
No, cheers, Stevie. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Francis 4, Stevie 2. Stevie, you'll need to tell me what another. Aye. Francis 4, Stevie 2, Lindsay 2, John M 2.
Just any number then, Stevie. Aye.
It'll need to be Ryan because he's not putting any number. But
51 and 52.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
What to do is I'll just put in Stevie 573V13. Is that what I'll put in on your name? And I'll just put in Stevie Amigo, and we can Stevie use that. But no, cheers, pal. Thanks very much. Yeah, so thank you everybody that's came and joined us tonight. It's been a good wee chat. I've actually done okay. I thought I would be a lot. I'm getting uncomfortable now, but I thought I'd have been worse, boys, than what I currently am. But cheers again to you, Stu, for coming in, and I think they are still available, mate. So I'll add you to those. Aye, Ryan. Alan, cheers again for coming on and having a wee chat, lads.
Any time, mate. It's always good. It's always good to come on Monday. And
Yeah.
normally we vent our frustrations, but it's positive. I know people might have listened to this and thought it wasn't positive, but obviously when they call off, come in and put their points across, they've got to go with the show. So no, listen, it's all positive, and I think we can all agree as it stands now, but it's all positive with the results and everything else. So let's just hope we can keep that positivity going and get a victory on Wednesday, because let's be fair, lads, we don't need any negativity in the club. We don't need any mourning for us fans or the media. So we try and get a good result, because you know for a fact if we don't get a result on Wednesday, it's going to be Axler's in crisis now and Rodgers has failed in Europe now, and that's the way it's going to be. So there's already scripts written for us, as usual. JP and Alan, we know how the media work here. So
That's just yours. What are you talking about? You're not even talking about the media. You're talking about you.
Young again. But no, let's just get a good performance, lads, and then we'll go for there.
Alan?
Aye, no, definitely. Obviously, you and I and William will be discussing it in more detail Wednesday morning. So, aye, it's a must-win game for us. So we've done a lot of the hard graft, a lot of the hard work to put ourselves in this position. So to fall at this hurdle where it's maybe on paper one of our more kind of straightforward games, being a home game against one of the massive underperformers in the competition. So, without a shadow of a doubt, it's a must-win game, and it'd be very important for the confidence and for the club as a whole going forward.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Kaiser, thanks, mate. We will keep an eye on that. Obviously, Stevie's maybe unaware himself, which is why he's done that for quickness. But my good man Ryan will be on the case as soon as we come off here to make sure that doesn't happen and we get that full £10. If no, Big Alan will be getting another pint, and we'll be getting extra man instead of Al. So, aye, 100%. But I'm sure Alan will not mind. I had to buy him extra the last time because I owed him a pint for that last wee bit we had on, remember?
I didn't get that. I know. I still didn't get that. I forgot all about that. You.
Even your lies are bad,
You
man.
know.
Honest to God. But thanks to you guys as well, reviewers, for tuning in with us, and thanks to the two callers, John and Francis, for coming on and making the night a wee bit more than just a chat with you guys. So, hail to you all, and we'll see you again on Wednesday, guys. Take care.
Hail.
Bye bye.